now, the officials are ready, the fighters are in the ring, and they are ready. So for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Alright guys, let's get right into it. Crawford is known for his exceptional skills and has held multiple world championships in different weight classes. He started his professional boxing career in 2008 and quickly gained recognition for his talent. Crawford has an impressive record with numerous victories and knockout wins. He is considered one of the best pound-for-pound boxers in the entire world. It was on a September night in 2008 in Omaha, Nebraska, where Crawford had grown up and lived his entire childhood and adult life. He was about to turn 21. Life was good. Everything was looking up and all his aspirations were starting to come to fruition. He had just won his fourth fight as a pro a month earlier. It wasn't so much a Madison Square Garden, an MGM, or T-Mobile Arena. It was the Johnson County Fairgrounds in Iowa City. But you have to start somewhere when you have your eyes on world titles. In a couple of weeks, he would fight on ESPN. Hundreds already knew him. Now, thousands, maybe millions would. He should have been training that night. He admits that now. But when you're 21 and coming from the hard streets of Omaha or any other sizable city, you hang out with your friends. Very natural. It all happened over a game of dice, where if you grew up in any city, you knew that the game drew high tension from the losers, as you can win a lot of money real fast or you can lose a whole lot of money just as fast. So there he was shooting dice under the streetlight and winning. But as the game went on, Crawford thought it would be a good moment to leave while he was up. It was a smart thing to do, as any gambler would say, cash out when you're up. The thing that turned out not to be clever was counting it first. What happened that night 8 years ago on the street corner in Omaha under the streetlight will remain part of the history of now undefeated multi-weight champion Terence Crawford. So on that night, he took his cash and walked away. Crawford sat in the driver's seat of his 1986 Pontiac Cutlass Supreme. Instead of turning the ignition to the key and stepping on the accelerator, he started counting his winnings. He didn't think anything of it or feel that it was any sort of danger when he took a seat in his car. You know, he was just shooting dice right there. He was parked under the same streetlight, but it was easy to see in his two-door coupe. The game continued after he decided to leave. Telling the story, Terence remembers everything vividly and in motion. He said, "I was counting 20, 40, bam." He had been shot through the rear window of his car. The bullet from a 9mm gun hit him in the right side of his head, just below his ear, right above his neck. The shooter hadn't been aiming at him, but he was aiming at someone else in the group whom he had played dice with. A friend of Crawford's was also struck during the shooting and still has complications till this day because of shattered bones in his arm. Crawford yelled, "I got hit." He yelled it out to his acquaintance, who was also hit. The bullet didn't lodge in Crawford's head, but it did its damage, a deep wound, lots of blood, and they felt the shell casing later. Had the bullet not changed direction by a fraction of a millimeter as it went through the back window, it would have hit more directly, penetrated more deeply, and done enough damage to most likely be fatal. Not only did Crawford survive the shot, but he drove himself to the hospital. He was calling his mother Deborah and his trainer Bomac while he was driving. Bomac recalls, "It was nuts. It was like saying, 'Hi, how you doing? I just got shot in the head.'" After sitting in the hospital emergency room with one woman, a guy came in with his face bashed in by a baseball bat. "I'm sitting there all bloody. They're telling me they will get to me as soon as they can, but that I was in no danger and the other ones were," Terence said. Luckily, his injuries weren't deadly, and after a few stitches, he got discharged, once again proving his mental toughness. 2 months after the incident, Terence Crawford fought the 5th match of the year against Michael Williams on November 8th. His perseverance paid off 6 years later as he's earned his first world title. And now look at Terence Crawford, undisputed champion of the world. And, you know, just to see these, to hear these stories of where Terence Crawford came from, where he began, And he's so humble. He's so humble. This guy is arguably the best fighter pound for pound on the entire planet. Even in interviews and everything, he's just a quiet to himself guy. And as you can see, he doesn't flaunt his money either. You never see him wearing any jewelry really, and just real down to earth. So this story kind of shook us up, but we didn't know much about it until we kind of reported it. Who do you want to see Terence Crawford fight next? There's been a lot of back and forth in the media saying Gervonta Davis come up to 147. Charlo, he wants Charlo. I think he really wants Charlo. That's who Terence Crawford really wants next. But then there's others. Jaron Ennis wants next. Stanionis wants next. Just a laundry list of fighters that want next. And anyone who Terence Crawford fights next, you know it's going to be a phenomenal fight. It's going to be fireworks. So we're eager to see Terence Crawford back in the ring soon. And let us know what you guys thought about this story, if you guys knew about this story. And also let us know who you want to see Terence Crawford fight next. All right? Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and also please share the vid. We appreciate you guys. Take care.